This is Oddysay. Boom. Oddysay of Kimahri and the Ronso tribe of Final Fantasy X. We'll be doing character design breakdowns and also the tribal breakdown of what makes a Ronso. First, let's talk about the tribe. The Ronso tribe is a warrior tribe with some unifying characteristics, such as color, muscular, and their feline-like humanoid characteristics. The males and females are separated by horns. Males are known to have one horn, which grows from childhood, and females have no horn at all, and are less muscular than male Ronso. The females, however, appear to be faster than the two since their wear is made for runners, and it lacks armor. Ronso also have lion-like tails. In the human world, cattails are known to be the sacred boon of cats. Never step on a cat's tail, nor grab it, since it helps them balance and to sense things around them. Unlike other felines, however, the Ronso are not afraid of water, since they have a blitzball team called the Ronso Fangs. Their endurance and tankiness compared to the other humanoids of Spira is unparalleled, which would be interesting to see. Kimahri has an option for underwater combat. The last physical traits of the Ronso is that they walk on the balls and paws of their feet, which translate into a good assassin attribute if assassins were to exist in the Final Fantasy X series. Some other notes that contribute to the world building of Final Fantasy X is although we see a Maester Ronso, we never see a Ronso that is a summoner, further supported by the fact that anyone that dies on Mount Gagazet becomes a fiend, for no summoner was dared to send him. Now let's talk about Kimahri. Our first introduction to Kimahri formally begins as a conflict. Kimahri jumps down from the highest mountain, probably waiting for Tidus to be alone to stalk and to kill him, since he could believe that Tidus was going to be an obstacle in Yuna's way and maybe a threat to her pilgrimage. Kimahri roars at Tidus, letting the player feel ferocity and heat in combat against this beastly fellow. Allying with a lance against a dude that just learned how to pick up a sword? That's crazy. After the conflict is quieted, Lulu introduces Kimahri as one of Yuna's guardians and a member of the Ronso tribe, also introducing the fact that Kimahri learned his fighting from fiends. Kimahri has an ability called Lantern that allows him to learn abilities from notable enemies. Enemies that contribute to Kimahri's skill set from a narrative standpoint are ones that he learns from beast-type fiends like the Behemoth, Chimera, and the Dual Horn. It may be interesting to consider Kimahri a type of king of beasts, for each of his abilities he steals from them resembles that. Now let's get into the meat of the video by looking into Kimahri's design. And like all the good design, it begins with a strong silhouette. And a strong silhouette is the child of believable shapes, especially for Final Fantasy games, which don't exaggerate or play with proportions. They are all kept realistic, meaning that this game translates a more mature audience. The more loose you get with your shapes, the more exaggeration, and the more it appeals to a younger audience. Kimahri's design, while realistic, has fundamental shapes throughout its entire design: squares, triangles, and circles. Shapes usually correlate with the type of personality that a character has. Kimahri, being made up of just triangles and squares, contributes to the player's understanding of Kimahri and his cutthroat personality, yet stubborn, but also his subtle gentleness that the player discovers throughout the game. Can you imagine if Kimahri was made out of circles? He would come across too jolly and carefree, and would not line up to where he stands in the game. Maybe they could, if they played around with it, or if it was Kimahri's younger self. Narratively, what if he was chubbier when he was younger and would translate to being more rounder, which is where he got his broken horn. And as time went on, he began to tone up like the other Ronso. Now that we took a look at Kimahri's silhouette, let's find out why his silhouette is so strong. Look no further than his general design. Throughout the game, we see many angles of Kimahri. Kimahri is a special case of character design of Final Fantasy X. He actually bears quite a few things that tell you about his personality and his role throughout the game. On his shoulder, attached to his back, are white feathered wings, which plays his trope in the role as Yuna's guardian angel. No halo needed. His wings is what makes his silhouette so defined. We don't know if he got those from a mythical white chocobo that he rid down Mount Gagazet, or if it was from a beast that he hunted, or even inherited it from his parents. If they were any other color, it would completely ruin his design. Yellow would cause too much of a contrast between his blue fur. Black would give him an almost evil presence, and same for red. Another reason we bring up the wings of Kimahri is for the symbolic gestures. Winged lions in the human world mean many things. There is a manticore of Greek mythology, which is lawfully evil. Lamassu of Sumerian mythology, which is a protective deity, similar to Kimahri's guardian role. And even in Christianity, the Lion of Saint Mark, which is lawfully good. Another aspect of Kimahri's design is his rope belt and the pattern on his garments. The rope belt being a trope that is seen in Japanese culture. Even Kimahri's broken horn plays a role in rounding out his silhouette so that he doesn't appear too serious in the abstract, and also separates him from the other Ronso story rise. So let's sum it up. Kimahri, the Ronso, and the warrior tribe that live on Mount Gagazet. They are feline in nature, and Kimahri, being a product of this tribe, ends up being one of the strongest guardians ever, along with the rest of Yuna's guardians, and quite possibly one of the strongest Ronso ever. Keep in mind how silhouette plays in his personality, and that details of that silhouette influence his design all over, such as the rings and rope, and how that gives insight into his inspiration from the real world. Let's conclude with a challenge for you to do if you choose. Design a Ronso. Think about the key traits spoken about for good character design, and make it narratively believable within the Final Fantasy X world. Keep it Oddie. Out.